in-game esports South Asia Cup Dota 2 Championship. Bangladesh, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, $1,500 prize pool. Be crowned kings of South Asian Dota. Organized by In-Game Esports, powered by Intel.
Hello and welcome back everyone to the second game of the day. This is In-Game Esports South Asia Cup Online powered by Intel. I'm your caster Nightblade and with me is Azman and Darkro. Azman, Darkro.
Hi Abdul. So we just concluded the first match, actually first of many matches. Just a little while ago, about half an hour or so, it was Global Esports taking on Recreational Hazard, which initially seemed quite close, but then honestly the way Global Esports played that game, they played it very disciplined. They took all the advantage that they needed to do. The Naga played really well, but I think the MVP for that game was definitely the Leshrak, because he was doing everything that needed to be done, and you can't literally give praise just to one person, because the whole team in general played really well together. And even the Naga Siren, after picking up that Manta style and setting up the team fights for the Jakiro and the Leshrak to just go crazy during these team fights.
Everyone made a really good contribution to that game. Everyone played their best and played their roles well. Like they had an idea going to that game and you could see it, unfold. And everything happened as they, planned it, I guess.
So anyway, with that, we'll be getting into the next game, which is going to be Sweet Revenge taking on Team Mystics. So it's going to be a very interesting game that itself. So obviously most of these teams in the top 8 are already, sorry, not most of these teams, all the teams in the top 8 currently have proved themselves, and that is why they are here. They're fighting for that $1,500 prize pool. So so just with that, along with that, there's so many things that they can actually win. We have the MVP award as well as the headset giveaways as well. So in terms of the MVP award, there will be, so before we get into that, we'll be looking at the point standing for Group A. So Global Esports currently have won both their games. Recreational Hazard have won one of their games. So 3 cheers for Sweet Revenge, or Sweet Revenge for short, have played their game. They've actually managed to, they actually didn't manage to get the win. So but this second game will definitely set the pace, and they can probably have to play
two more games, because right now Recreational Hazard has also lost one of their games, so then they have to play one more game, so they're also going to get 2 games, so they can get into this tiebreaker situation if they win.
Even the same situation goes for Team Mystics as well. So but with that, coming back to what we were talking about, the tournament MVP will be receiving the Intel NUC. So so far I think it's really it's very portable, it's super powerful, it's fast, and it's so easy to use, and just having the dual chip system as well is going to be great. And just this product overall is just amazing, Abdul.
It has 1 TB SSD, 16 GB RAM, and it's a Radeon Vega MGH, so that's going to be a lot of power packed into such a small device.
So with that, along with that, we'll be having a few other giveaways as well, which is going to be the HyperX Awards. So obviously you can see currently on screen, we have the Gamer's Choice winner. So basically the most popular player from the playoffs is going to be voted by you guys who are currently watching from home. So the person who receives the most number of votes will win himself the HyperX Cloud 2 headset. Then we have the one for the best support player, the best carry player, Unkillable Award, which is going to be very interesting to see who will be winning that, and then obviously the tournament MVP. So there's a lot of prizes up for grabs. But with that, just don't forget, even you guys who are currently watching the stream right now can win some amazing game codes. All you have to do is type in Intel NUC and just talk about what 3 games you guys would like to play once you get your hands on the Intel NUC, which you can obviously purchase at any Intel store that is closest to you. So once you do that, you actually have a chance to get a few game codes from Steam itself. So make sure you do that, and with that, we'll be looking forward to the next game, Abdul. So I think we saw some very interesting picks, and Leshrak Shadow Demon seems to be one of those main components you see in a lot of teams, just because of how strong it is.
I think it's also the ease of execution, because whenever you smoke, you can always get that disruption into Leshrak Split Earth to get a free pick off. So that's also very convenient. It's not like when you run into someone, you have to land a stun or anything. You just have to press Q on someone or Shadow Demon. So it has that. But right now we see the Sand King Lina being picked up by the side of the Radiant, I think it's
Sweet Revenge.
Yeah, Sweet Revenge. So the Lina has actually been a pretty popular pick. I think in almost every game this Lina hero is being picked up. So Sand King Lina being super strong, the burst strike into the light strike array does a ton of damage and a ton of control as well for the team fights. And on the side of Team Mystic we have the Lion and the Tiny. That's not something you always see as a Lion first pick.
Yeah, Lion is very interesting, but Tiny so far has seen a lot of gameplay, especially during the International as well. Just because he goes into that Blink, Echo Saber, into the Aghanim Scepter, and the moment he gets that Chrysalis or Daedalus, there is such a huge numbers that just pop up with the tree toss. He does so much damage once he gets that. So it's going to be interesting, but like you said, the Sand King Lina lane is actually very strong. We spoke about this in the game between My Revenge as well as Yumamba.
Yeah.
So we saw that, but somehow in the end the Juggernaut actually managed to catch back up. So that was a very interesting game to see. And with that, obviously, they're going to be looking to do the same. So right now they actually have a very interesting draft coming out.
I see Nightstalk here, and this Nightstalk hero is very, very strong, especially in this type of meta where you want to run at them or get a lot of kills or win because his laning stage isn't the best, but he's still strong before 10 minutes, so he can still impact the laning stage when it hits nighttime. So if you have a strong position 4 here to accompany this Night Stalker and he gets some momentum, it transitions into something you can't really deal with if you don't have the right items. So this Night Stalker pick looks really good, especially against the Lifestealer, because you can always jump out at him before he rages and keeps the silence on him, and so he won't be able to rage.
And Night Stalker is really fast during the nighttime. I think the first nighttime is going to be very, very crucial. If you can get on top of Lina or Oracle, I think he can definitely grab himself a free kill for sure. But it'll come down to how he wants to actually put in those skill points, because very rarely do you see Night Stalkers actually going for that one value point in the silence. They much prefer have that extra level in Hunter in the night, have 3 levels of that and 2 levels into the Void. But it'll be interesting. I mean, every single game, it depends on how you want to play it, how far ahead you are, how far behind you are, how your laning stage actually went. So it's going to be very interesting. But right now, looking at the setup, it might be a Lifestealer Oracle lane against a Night Stalker.
Lifestealer Oracle is very strong against the Night Stalker. That's one thing that they have in their arsenal, because the Lifestealer does a ton of damage with Feast onto the Night Stalker, especially in the daytime, because his right click speed on Night Stalker is really slow. So while Night Stalker is trying to get last hits, you can always do a lot of damage onto him after denying the creep, or not. Even if he does get the creep, you get like a few hits in, like 2 or 3 hits in, and it does quite a bit of damage to Night Stalker. So for the first 5 minutes, Night Stalker is going to have a really tough time in this lane. But this Tiny can make plays with the Night Stalker if he does get that toss back into the tower.
No, I think level 3, if the Oracle is not careful, level 3 they have a lot of potential to actually bring the Oracle down with Tiny stun toss into the Night Stalker with the void damage. But it will still be very difficult.
Yeah, and void damage is not
very mediocre.
It's very mediocre.
He'll probably have 2 levels in Hunter.
And he's also range hero on our Oracle, so they're not going to really get close to Oracle. Or unless Oracle mispositions himself, he should be completely fine in this lane. Especially against the Tiny, you don't want to be next to him. He's going to toss you to the tower, so you have to watch your positioning in this lane for sure. But we see an Ember Spirit being picked up by Team Mystic here. Ember Spirit being such a good hero, all around good hero this meta. So I think it's a very safe pick, because you want something with the Night Stalker to do like at 15 minutes when it hits the second nighttime. You want to have something with a lot of magic damage to go well with your, like, it's not magic, more like burst damage. So
and control as well, just having the chain control.
Yeah, the chain control and the chase potential. So having that with the Night Stalker is always nice at the second nighttime with the Ember Spirit, because you can always pick off these support heroes very easily with an Ember Spirit.
Especially during the nighttime, another thing that we really need to talk about, once he does get that silence, the Tiny can be that budget blink dagger for him to get on top of the Lifestealer before he can actually get the rage off, because he can use the silence preemptively and then jump in on the Lifestealer, and when the Ember Spirit and the Tiny follow up with an avalanche right after, they can probably basically confirm the kill, or anyone.
Exactly.
So they have a lot of burst potential, but Lion getting to that 6 is going to be interesting. But Nyx Assassin, I think I really like this pickup, just because of the fact that if you know how to play Nyx Assassin as a position 4 or even an off laner, just staying off the map creates so much pressure, and you'll be careful as Ember Spirit, because if you use Flame Guard to push out the lane, that gives Nyx free setup for you. And if you have that free setup so it's going to be Carapace into stun, into the Oracle Roots, then you can't jump into his Remnant, and then the Lina follow-up coming with the LSA. So it looks like this is actually going to be a safe lane Ember Spirit and a mid lane Templar Assassin. So that's going to be very interesting. It's for the first time I think we're seeing Lina in the mid lane.
Yeah, I think so.
So we see Lina in the mid lane. It should be a Sand King off lane with the Nyx position 4 and Oracle Lifestealer in the safe lane. And on the side of Team Mystic, we're going to have the Night Stalker tiny combination, most probably. We'll have Ember and Lion in the bot lane, and we'll have TA in the mid lane. So TA is actually pretty decent against Lina as well, but she does outrange her in the initial laning phase, so she can actually get a lot of harass.
Lina kind of wins that matchup. Yeah. If like for the most part, she wins, and if she gets a little bit ahead, she can even kill the TA. So if you know how to play that matchup really well, then I think it's Lina favored by quite a bit, just because of the fact that she has really good range earlier in the lane.
Yeah, and I think if it comes down to how well you play the lane as well, because the TA has experience and she knows how to control her side blades. She can actually harass the the Lina quite well, especially once you get the second level is going to be very important, because once you hit refraction, even then the side blades actually get that bonus damage as well, so you can do a decent amount of damage onto the Lina. So, but
only problem is right now the TA kind of her denies it doesn't work with the refraction, the damage. So then it's a lot harder in this matchup, because the Lina can do a lot of right click damage if you try to go and try to do this the side blade harass with the deny thing. It doesn't really do much damage to her, and she can trade really well.
I think it'd be very beneficial for the Lina actually just go into LSA level 1, try to deny those range creep last hits, and then get a level in fiery, so she can just lay into the TA from really far away from a safe distance, because usually TAs they outplay you with the refraction, and it's usually very difficult to deal with it. That's why you see heroes like Kunkka being picked up, because even one level in Torrent can remove the full level of refraction, and that makes you useless if you don't have that. Sure, you have the bonus damage, but if you're going to get bursted down, you don't have your defensive capabilities as well. If you get heroes are as effective as their kit. So right now for the TA, they do have the Sand King. The Sand King Sandstorm will be decent enough to kind of deal with the refraction charges, but we'll have to wait and see on whether the Sand King can actually get on top of the TA. So there's so many options that can actually happen. So the Sand King can either go for, we saw the tanky Sand King build where we see the Crimson Guard into pipe, and then we see the later Blink Dagger coming on. But most of the time, the most common build right now for Sand Kings are that Veil into the Blink Dagger, and the Veil is going to be super important, because the more armor you have against a hero like Templar Assassin is going to be great, because Templar Assassin, by that you just want to sit in the jungle, farm up, get your Deso by about if you have a really good lane, 14 minutes, 15 minutes is the timing you want to see maybe double Wraithband in power trades into Deso, and then before 20 minutes you get that Blink Dagger, and you just want to be two-shotting people. You want to jump on top of this Lina, you want to melt strike her once and slow her with a trap and right click her 2 more times, and she should go down. That's what your ideal TA is at, because TA is a very snowbally hero, and if she actually falls behind, it's very difficult to play that hero for, because it's very momentum based.
There are 2 power spikes for TA, like one in the mid game when she gets her Deso Blink, and one when she gets her Melt Strike Bash. So in the late game she's very potent, but there's a period of 30 to 50, from the time you get your BKB, you get the BKB because you're struggling. Usually you don't want to be struggling. So after your BKB to when you hit 25 is the time that she's pretty bad. Not immediately when she gets BKB, but a few minutes after BKB, she gets a little bit easier to bring down. So if she isn't able to burst people with the BKB, the only power spike is when she hits 25. So you rather play with, when you're playing with a Night Stalker and Ember Spirit, you want to end the game kind of fast.
Yeah, that's true. And even just when they have so many ways to even remove your refraction as well, so it'll be very interesting to see, because usually TAs when they're when they know how to position themselves, when they know which target they want to go on, they usually want to go into that Blink Deso. Some people they prefer to go into the Dragon Last, get their Hurricane Pike, so they blink in Hurricane Pike and then use the range when they have vision, because they can always place the trap as well. So that's another interesting factor that you have on the TA itself. But sometimes, most of the time, we do see the Bloodthorn into Nullifier, because the moment TA gets on top of you, there's nothing you can do.
It's easy to the Nullifier might be picked up by the Night Stalker this game, because that's just a very nice item to transition into.
Because you have a natural silence as well.
Yeah, you can just get a Doom off on whoever you want. And the Oracle hero is the one hero that's going to be very important in this game, I feel like, because if the TA decides to jump anyone, and the Oracle, besides the Oracle can always save that person, and they can turn the fight off of that. So if the Oracle is out of position and the Night Stalker is not able to get to him, I think the Oracle can single-handedly win team fights if positioned correctly.
Now, how many times have we personally actually jumped on a hero, and then as soon as there's just one more right click to finish him off, then there's an Oracle ulti and just immediately turn around and destroy you in the team fight. It's happened so many times, and it comes down to how well you actually play the hero as well. And Oracle in general is just such an annoying hero even during the laning stage, because he can root you and then he can burst you quite well with his second
if you're not careful, he'll kill you by himself.
Exactly.
Just with level 3, Oracle can usually kill an offlaner by himself. If he's half HP, he's just dead.
Yeah, and especially with that low cooldown as well, and then even negating most of the magic damage that can come out with the second skill.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting, but there are a lot of options that they do have on both teams actually, because you can always set up on the Oracle using the Nyx Assassin, or even using the Lina, not the Lina, the Tiny. You can use the Tiny Blink, you can use the toss into the silence as well. So it'll come down to a vision game as well. So that'll be very interesting to see how that will kind of work out for both the teams. But anyway, it looks like they're ready to kind of start things off. So we see Lion and Night Stalker actually heading out to the top lane. Interestingly enough,
maybe they're trying to dodge the Lifestealer lane for the Night Stalker.
Yeah,
because
probably.
Of how Lifestealer kind of deals with Night Stalker pretty well in the early stages of the game. So maybe they want to have a good game for the Night Stalker, so they're sending him top for now. And the Ember Spirit is going to have...
Oh, we actually see a very early smoke here.
Yeah, so they might get a kill off this Night Stalker. If he gets caught, he's just going to die, because there are 3 stuns on that. There's actually 4 stuns if he gets root, so he's just dead if they see him.
Oh, okay, he's going to get caught here. The Nyx is already leading the way. Here comes the Burrow Strike. Is the LSE there? Looks like they're going to follow up with the root. Starting to right click. Who's going to go next? Is it going to be Nyx? No, it's actually going to be Lina. They don't even need the Nyx. Actually, the Nyx already used the stun.
Yeah, he used the stun first.
Yeah. So they do manage to get the kill, and they get the information as well. So huge mistake there, because they can always now rotate the Lifestealer back to the top lane to give them a matchup against the Night Stalker. So maybe it might have been quite a huge mistake made by the Night Stalker there. So as you can see, the Night Stalker is actually just rotating up to the top lane.
The Lifestealer's going top.
Oh no!
Oh, is he going top?
I think he's just waiting to see.
Yeah, he's waiting to see if they actually send the Lifestealer top or not. I mean, the Night Stalker top or not. But I think Lifestealer is going to decide to go top now, just so he has the lane against the Night Stalker. And Ember is going to have a little bit of a tough time too. He's not going to have the best time against the Sand King, because Sand King can easily push the wave out. He can't really hit because he's melee in the Sandstorm. So Ember Spirit might have a rough time as well. So let's see how things go down here.
That's actually super unfortunate. I don't know why he would go there. Usually, I mean, if you don't want to give the information into these lanes, why would you even walk up that far?
Yeah.
What's the reason for him to go there? So I think just a little bit of a mistake there coming up from the Night Stalker. Does end up giving first blood to the Sand King as well, so he'll be having some extra regen and items. So as we can see already, the TA getting bullied a little bit by the Lina here for the moment. Refraction does come out, so looks like it's a level 1 Refraction. So no levels in Side Blades being picked up. Wanted to be safe.
That's even worse for her,
yeah,
though.
it's actually really worse. I don't think that was the best option to go for, but the Lina is actually quite comfortably pressuring the TA quite a bit, and the TA is actually missing, and does get the last hit at least with the LSA. And like we said, the range creeps are super important in these early stages. Gets a nice last hit there on the TA as well, but until she hits level 2, she'll have to play it quite safe. Refraction already being used, a lot of mana actually being on, and there's a huge creep wave, so she needs to be very careful, because the moment this clears off, she can lose a
chunk of HP if she plays it wrong.
So bot lane actually there's a huge wave once again. So Sand King is just going to farm it up. Level 1 Burrow Strike, we saw it because he had used it in top lane. So once he gets level 2, it's probably going to be the Sandstorm, and already we see the Nyx actually fighting up against the Tiny here. Does have a toss in a few more seconds. Mango being used, is going to use the stun. He might actually connect. If he connects with this stun, we might see actual rotation coming in. Toss comes in onto the Lion here, and the Nyx actually goes down. What a play from the Tiny there. I was expecting the Sand King to move in there, but actually didn't, and now there's going to be a huge wave heading towards the Ember Spirit, so he's going to be super happy with this.
Yeah, he's going to be, but unless he really needs to get these last hits though. Like if he misses and it's kind of early, he might hold the creep wave here. Yeah, he's going to hold the creep wave, because under tower it's not easy for Ember Spirit to last hit creeps. So the Sandstorm is just so annoying though for the Ember Spirit.
It's going to be pretty annoying. So here's the replay once again. We see them just trading. 5 more seconds. Mango also used sadly on the Nyx, and that is quite a huge source of regen as well. Nice sense of, nice heads up play there, tossing back to the Lion, so he can just get that point blank stun and just guarantee the kill for the Tiny there.
Yeah, so if you look at the last hits here, you can see the Lina is pretty far ahead compared to the TA. She with this creep wave, she'll be pretty far ahead, but he does get the rune on the TA, so TA is going to get 1 or 2 more fractions off of that arcane rune.
Yeah, actually it really helps, because usually Refraction actually takes quite a bit of your mana in that early stages of the game, but at the moment, of course, once you have that Arcane Rune, it's free to spam, right, to be honest. And Sand King now might be in a little bit of trouble. The sentry actually dropped down, and they actually managed to get the Earth Spike onto the Sand King here, but I think the Lion is a little bit too far ahead. Level 2 mana drain is there, and they're going to secure themselves a kill in this tri-lane, and that is huge, because they are sharing here EXP within 3 heroes, while there are only 2 heroes on the side of the Sweet Revenge.
Yeah, Sweet Revenge. Yeah, and Team Mystic really needs to play a little bit safer in this tri lane. They don't want to lose kills here because when you have a tri-lane, you'd really...
we actually might see a solo kill here. Yeah. And Lina getting that solo kill. You were just talking about it, Abdul. And even the Lion is rotating in, trying to give a little bit of assistance. But like you said, the Lina does have quite a leg up on this matchup because of the range. But I think the TA is just playing it wrong for the moment.
Right. But it's still hard for this TA to...
And once again, he just TPs into a creep wave and he tanks everything. Immediately loses refraction. And look at the amount of health he's already losing by just TPing back into the lane.
Yeah.
It's
unfortunate. She's gonna have a tough time in this lane for sure. Her teammates really need to help her in this lane. I'm not in the lane, but later in the game for her to get farm. And we can see again the Ember Spirit getting chained so early. I don't really like that, but I guess against Sandstorm he cannot really get.
Unfortunately, the chains didn't even latch onto the Sand King
because there are so many creeps, so they just kind of feed a kill here to the.
It would have been nice to get level to Flame Guard, I think, in this lane just because of the Sandstorm, and you know that it's going to happen. But the tri lane not going so great for the side of Mystics at the moment. And once again, TA getting pressured. She might actually go down here again. Exactly. Actually, this is the replay, sorry. So this is actually the replay once again. So here's the stun into the Dragon Slayer, one more right click, and the TA actually goes down.
Maybe I don't know. She should have expected her not get her refraction off, or maybe if she timed her refraction.
So meanwhile, in the mid lane, Tiny actually getting caught out. The nice avalanche onto 2. Will they get the LSA on the Tiny? The Tiny should have boots, so he's quite fast. And the Lina is just going to give up, rightly so. Because
I don't think he had Carapace, so then he couldn't have stunned the Tiny there.
Oh, the last hit, yes, managed to get that as well. So TA now not in the greatest of spots, but she does have that Invis Room bottle. Meanwhile, in the top lane, looks like Night Stalker actually might get caught out trying to go for this 5-minute bounty runes. It's still quite early, so 3 seconds left, and now the Oracle might actually be able to root, but the night time is there. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the Lina is actually laying into the TA, but it's going to be a 3-for-1 trade in terms of...
Mystic got 3, I think.
No, actually no, it was, Ember Spirit is on the side of Mystics, so they actually managed to get 3 runes, while the side of Sweet Revenge only managed to get 1, but they're doing quite well in terms of, how the laning stage is going, so they're pretty happy. And the wraparound coming in from the Tiny is the Lion there as well. The toss comes out onto the Lina here. Can they actually get the kill? She hits the creep instead of hitting the Lina. Lina actually pops the Invis Rune as well, and she is going to be able to get out to safety, and with that we actually have the Oracle TPing in the mid lane, going to bottle up. Straightway starting to lay back into the TA. Will the TA turn is the question. Here comes the root. No more refractions. If they have vision, Barracuda Blade, and the TA actually goes down, not checking the level on the Lina there, and what a clutch Invis Rune coming out for the Lina.
And a really good TP coming from Oracle just to give her the mana she needed to get that off and to kill off the TA there. So a really good game for the Lina right now, and I think she's going to be...
Oh, I'm sorry, but the Lina just missed the high ground on that rage creep 5 times.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yes. But if you look at the farm on the Lifestealer compared to the Ember Spirit right now, you can see how much of a tough time he's having against the Sand King in this lane. I mean, here we go, the replay. They're trying to go on Lina here.
It seemed good, but I don't think she had the damage. I mean, because she had used most of the bonus damage on the creeps.
They really needed the combo from the Tiny to kill her there. The toss into Avalanche for the extra damage.
So the double damage from the Avalanche.
So they didn't...
meanwhile in the bot lane, actually the Sand King might be in trouble. He actually goes down, but once again, the Tiny actually gets the kill. But at least they managed to do something in this bot lane, because otherwise the Sand King was actually having quite a decent time.
Yeah, Sand King is having a really good time against Ember Spirit. So the Lifestealer having the best time of his life, because he's just against Night Stalker who can't really do much. As even in the first night time against a Lifestealer, you can't really do too much. And you see it.
So once again, nice. The Nick stun there onto both here. Who are they going to make the go on? Looks like Night Stalker does have that level in silence. So they actually managed to burst down the Nyx assassin quite fast there. So clutch rotation coming in from the Nyx, from the Tiny there, and they might actually be able to get more. The Night Stalker needs to be a little bit careful. He is healing up from that Oracle third skill, and they might actually try to go the Lifestealer. He actually cancels the heal as well. Night Stalker be really so careful. Another toss into the cancel from the stun. Once again, they do manage to bring down the Oracle, but now the Courier also in a bit of trouble. Sorry, not the Courier, it's actually Night Stalker. Night Stalker actually goes down to the Lifestealer. They do manage. I don't know why the Night Stalker actually went back there, and Lina actually managed to bring down the TA once again in the mid lane, and she's on a killing spree. And what is the Lion? What is she doing? No mana on the Lifestealer though to rage and try to go for a kill. And looks like she picked up a DD and actually managed to bring down the TA.
Yeah, I think it looks really difficult for this Dire team. And Lion actually does go down in the end to the next assassin, but TA again taking a lot of damage there. Not a lot, but she's losing the lane pretty hard.
She's losing it so hard, and she's just TP'd in.
Yeah.
She still has 5 seconds left on the refraction. She's getting destroyed by this Lina right now. Already picked up mana boots as well.
Tower's down
so tower
already.
is gone in the mid lane. So once again, here's a 2-man stun from the Nyx assassin goes in, but there's a stun, the nice toss into the tower there. So with the void, they do manage to bring him down, and now you can see them chasing for the Oracle. They know that they can get one more toss off. Nice Earth Spike coming out from the Lion there. So they're chasing it down slowly. The Night Stalker is healing up a decent amount, but he runs back in.
And Oracle gets his burst off again, and he uses Soul Ring on Night Stalker to get the void off, so that's why he kind of gets even lower than he should have. But then the Lifestealer just easily hits him like twice, and he does.
Yeah, so not exactly sure why he would run back into that. I mean, he could have just let the Tiny as well as
I just
Lion
think
get
he
the
didn't
kill
expect
there.
the Oracle to be able to react to do some damage to him, because he wouldn't have died for sure if Oracle didn't get his spells off there.
So it looks like both the players on the side of the bot lane right now. The Ember Spirit just hitting level 6, and look at the amount of damage he's taking. And here comes the burst. He might actually die here. The Caustic is still there. The Caustic is still there, and a solo kill for the Sand King there onto the Ember Spirit. Level 4 Sandstorm just ripping into the Ember Spirit. Just a little
Very
too
sad to watch this lane, because
Meanwhile, in the top lane, there's a Hex onto the Oracle, it looks like, and Night Stalker will 100% be able to get that kill. And here comes the Laguna Blade onto the Lion there to bring him down. They've already lost the Ember Spirit as well as the Lion there, so they're just trying to chase down this Nyx, the Night Stalker right now. They do manage to connect with the stun here. Lina is there once again, and let's say not really there. They're trying to right click down Night Stalker, but he's super tanky, so they can't really bring him down. Oh, he actually turns once again. Does he have a silence? So mana burn, another stun in another few seconds, but the Lifestealer is there. Open Wounds is there, another stun is available from the Nyx assassin, but he just turned a little bit too late, and he just the ultimate coming out. Just missing, turning around once again. He actually gets the kill on the Nyx assassin. This guy has.
yeah, he's playing well. He's playing well. Good job by Night Stalker to go back in whenever he could to just make sure the Nyx assassin does fall. But Lion actually might go down even after taking the rune here.
Oh, managed to get it, actually seals it off the Lina and should
Lina
be able to walk away.
She's just scared, I think. She was just just.
Oh no! Picks up the rage and gets it cancelled immediately, but Tiny is there, the toss is there. They should be able to get a free kill onto the Oracle here. Going to the second skill, he's going to enhance that right click damage. And now the Tiny might be in a little bit of damage. This is the Laguna available, does not look like it is. And that is going to be the Tiny running. They do manage to bring down the Oracle once again. Just getting caught out a little bit there. Did manage to cancel out the regen rune at least from the TA, but end of the day, whatever kill that the TA or the Tiny can get at this point is going to help them just buy some time for the Ember Spirit. Because he's suffering in this lane against against Sand King.
Yeah, we can see the levels now onto the heroes. The Nyx assassin still being level 3. So
so the Nyx assassin is level 3, the Lifestealer is level 8, Lina is level 10, the Sand King is level 10, and the Oracle is almost level
mid lane, we might see kill here onto the Lina.
Oh, this is huge, and they actually get it on the TA as well.
Yeah.
So that's 457 gold going the way of the TA. She's going to be super happy with that.
She's going to be really happy with that. Good rotation by the Tiny to make sure that Lina's playing a little bit overconfident now. I think she's playing in the lane with like half HP, and she's okay with it, which it's like you should know after 10 minutes, there's going to be a lot more roaming in this game, so you have to play a little safer when you're that low on HP. And we see Might is being picked up on the Lifestealer, so that's going to make his farm go up significantly in this game. If he gets a Radiance early in this game, it's going to be so hard for this TA to play in the fights, because she's going to start missing. And
meanwhile, in the bot lane, they actually managed to catch out the Lion once again, so the level 4 Sandstorm with the Nyx assassin, another free kill for themselves, and with that, Ember Spirit is going to leave a remnant and go all the way back to base. But so far, the Tiny has been doing a very good job of roaming around the map for the team, and looks like they want to actually make a dive onto the top lane. Here comes the ultimate from the Night Stalker, but they should be able to burst him down. Laguna comes out as well, but he's going to be able to fly over the trees, and that might be it. Actually turns around and avoids once again. I'm telling you, this guy is not afraid of anything. And one more right click with the Laguna, with the Dragon Save, and just a little too overconfident in his ability.
He could have survived that. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure he could have 100% got out there, but they're going to lose the team on tower in the top lane for this as well.
So getting a lot of objectives. This Lina got the mid tower, got the top tower. So
meanwhile, in the mid lane, it looks like TA is actually chasing down the Oracle. One more, not the Oracle, the Nyx assassin. One more right click would have been enough, but looks like she's not going to commit for that too
She doesn't
much.
want to die. She got a kill on the Lina. She's a little bit happier with her start right now, and she wants to excel her farm a little bit through the jungle, get a Desolator or something, and then try and kill this Lifestealer at least once, because he's farming so fast and he's going to be so scary in like maybe 15 minutes.
So here's a top lane fight once again, and they managed to Laguna Blade the Lion and bring him down, and Night Stalker, the man with the, I mean, I don't know how to describe it. There's a way I want to describe it, but I don't think it's appropriate. So because of that, we're just going to let it be there. Let's say actually they stacked the stuns there, so they would have probably been able to bring in right there, but immediately turning around to fight the Nyx assassin once again, just using those voids over and over again, right clicking a little bit, knowing when to disengage, using that ulti really well. You can see he's kiting over the trees. Lina does not have vision, using the LSA once again, not connecting on the Night Stalker, immediately identifying that he can actually kill the Nyx assassin, and just turning around.
And the bot
lane Sand King might be in trouble. The finger is also used, and immediately the kill once again going towards the Tiny. So 281 gold, and now they actually want to chase down this Oracle. The trap coming out from the TA to slow down, and the magic damage is being reduced right now. But he's taking a lot of enhanced right clicks. The sun coming in from the Nyx assassin once again, but it should be a dead Oracle, and that should be it. And now one by one they're actually funneling in. I don't think this is the kind of play they want to make, but Lifestealer is there, might be able to go onto the Tiny here, and the Nyx is there, should have another stun very shortly. But now the TA going onto the Lifestealer, doing a lot of damage with that Mill Strike, and the Ember Spirit side of face is coming out as well. TA now currently tanking most of the tower hits, and the Lifestealer does have that rage available as well as the Infest, but Lina is here now. The TA just getting enough for refraction. Few more hits should be able to cancel it. Can they catch it? The rage is actually gone. The Tiny now once again the TP is coming in from the Sand King. Someone is going to die here. They want to go for the TA. Infest comes up, but is not correct, and the Burrow Strike also just missing. Sandstorm is there. One more hit should be enough, and the TA actually gets the meld off, but the Lina is there with the Dragon Slayer to finish it off. Nice space creation, but end of the day just a little bit overzealous on that dive.
Yeah, and Ember Spirit actually dies too. He went to base. I'm pretty sure he went to base. He healed back, came and died again. I don't know who he died to, but yeah, that was very unfortunate for them.
So, I mean, this is taking a bit too long. I mean, we do see the mana boots as well as the Veil being picked up on the Sand King, so he's actually very farmed. The Lion has most of the rotations were there. They got the 2 kills as well. I think they were just overcommitting too much to that fight. So you can see the Sand King just getting caught out under a sentry here. The Lion was there. The toss and the stun and the toss coming out onto the Sand King with that finger of death, so he gets the charge as well. Okay, you can comment for the Oracle because you know that no one else is currently around. We see the TA also rotating, so they were quite confident. They laid into the Oracle there, toss him back, and actually managed to get the kill on him with the side of fist there once again. And then we can see just diving for the Nyx assassin. They see the Lifestealer, and right here I think was a big mistake. They should have been getting back. I mean, they had a good idea, but they don't have anything. They didn't have mana. They didn't have the spells to.
They used all of their spells on the first 2 kills, so then they should have gotten out just to make sure they don't lose too many, and then in the end they lose 2 cores there. So that was a big deal.
Yeah. So once again now Tiny running into the Oracle here, stun toss combination, one more right click, and the Tiny actually does so much damage. At this point the Tiny might be a core, and looks like they actually want to try and go on to the Lifestealer. He does have that rage available. He wants to pick up a bounty rune, and he does. And here comes the side of fist with the chains, but he actually gets taken down. Oh no, the Lifestealer just a little overconfident, and that is going to slow down his radiance quite a bit. But in the meantime, Sand King actually pressuring the T2 in the mid lane, and he's going to get caught out by the line. Is there anyone else? A sentry also dropped under the tower just to make sure that he actually goes down. Another stun into toss avalanche with the finger of death to confirm that kill. What are they doing?
So that was good plays coming out from Team Mystic there. They finally get a kill onto the Lifestealer with the TA. Like, she's the only one who can actually do damage to him because of the Melt Strike. So she does really well, making sure to prioritize the Lifestealer kills after her death even. So
no, after losing the lane so hard to the Lina and still managing a decent timing on that Desolator as well. So
I mean, getting that 500 gold from the Lina and then killing the Lifestealer, and then, you know, she did okay. So she's back in the game. She needs to get her Blink Dagger as fast as possible, I feel like. Maybe even a BKB if she really thinks she needs it, because there's so many stuns and there's so much control in this game. But right now the Lifestealer needs to chill and farm a bit, because he's not as strong as he thinks he is. He needs that Radiance before he can do anything. He needs to get, but Night Stalker does use ultimate here.
Okay, so looks like they want to go on to the Lina here. They do manage to get the silence, but the Eul's is there. They're on top of the Lina. There's no way she actually gets out of this. And meanwhile, the Oracle ulti is actually there. Nice burst strike coming on onto the TA. TA getting caught out of the tower, and the Oracle ultimate is still there. The TA actually gets taken down, and so does the Night Stalker. And now they actually manage to catch out the Oracle. Oracle actually gets taken down by the Tiny here. The Ember Spirit rotates in. Here comes the side of face into the chain. He gets stunned up by the Sand King here. Do they have follow-up stun for it? No, they do not. And the Ember Spirit jumping onto the next spirit, and onto the next spirit. They actually get out, and they actually lose 2 cores on the side of Mystics, and they're not even done. The Ember Spirit is still getting chased by the Lifestealer. He should have an open wounds. He does have rage. No more mana left on the Ember Spirit. He actually goes down, and that is all 3 cores on the side. Oh, actually, it's still not even going. The Sandstorm, the Burrow Strike, as well as the Veil of Discord, and the Centaurs even coming in. Oh, so close. And another kill this side going the way of Sand King, and they actually lose 4 heroes there.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my
that
god.
one Oracle ulti just completely changed the team fight. Like I said before, that's the hero you really need to be careful about, especially when you're starting the fight with Night Stalker. Night Stalker, if he does go on anyone, he has to be going on to the Oracle, because if he goes on anyone else, the person he went on initially will be ulted by the Oracle. So really good fight coming out for Sweet Revenge there.
Yeah, definitely Sweet Revenge managing to get some kills there. Now TA might be in a little bit of trouble. Here comes the epicenter. It blinks in. Here comes the burst strike with the sandstorm, removing almost every single refraction charge, and it should be another kill going the way of this time the Lina, who is currently unstoppable. So that's another little bit of change going in the way of the Lina, but TA just not playing the map right now, not paying attention to where these heroes are, who's missing, who's not showing on the map right now, just playing very, very overconfident with this Desolate, and there's really no one to help save the TA if she's out of position.
This Night Stalker actually might be in trouble here. Nyx Assassin does have his level 6, so he's gonna start initiating under this Night Stalker here.
So will they go for the break? Looks like they see the rotations coming in. The Night Stalker currently juking and jiving in the trees. They should be able to catch. Here comes the Ult Scepter from the Lina, who is going to be stunned first. It's going to be the Lina, and with the stun from the Nyx Assassin should come out, but even before that he actually gets taken down. The silence does come out from the Night Stalker, but it's not going to be enough because Rage is available on the Lifestealer.
Yeah, and I think this is a very big deal for the Night Stalker. Going down on the Night Stalker this early in the game, you really don't want to die this early during nighttime, you know? Like, yeah, your ultimates are down, but that doesn't mean you want to just farm a lane, right? You want to go and do something on the map with your Lion and your Tiny, who probably have their spells up.
So here we go, the fight once again, and the Ult Scepter just buying enough of time. The Tiny is trying his best to go on the Oracle, but he gets the ulti off onto the Lina just in time, and there's the Laguna Blade, the jump onto the TA from the Sand King, and now they do manage to bring down the Oracle here on the Tiny here with that avalanche and the last toss here. Ember Spirit comes in, but it's a little bit too late, no way to really commit, and the Tiny actually manages to just run away because the Ember Spirit is a much bigger kill, but he does manage to remnant out twice here, and it's almost, I mean, we thought that he would manage to get out there, but he actually ran in the very obvious direction, and the Lifestealer was managed to catch the Ember Spirit there. He only had enough mana for the Slide of Fist, no mana for the chains, and the open wounds came out, the stun from the Lina as well as the Dragon Save will be enough, and then the Lion very uncharacteristically getting caught out for no reason right there, and just gave away a free kill. The neutrals almost took it, but the Sand King managing to secure that kill in the end.
Yeah, and now this Lina has picked up Boots of Travel now. She's very, very mobile now. She can push
so
on.
Meanwhile, actually near the room, we might actually see an engagement here. We see the stun and toss. Oh, and the finger is going to be enough to bring him down, but looks like the Simon take the fight. The runes. So nice epicenter, Burrow strike onto two of these heroes. Ember Spirit falling really low, just managing to get out a little bit. The TA actually buying back into this fight here after getting blown up. Will they be able to get anything in return? Though the TA buyback is there. The Lifestealer actually tries to TP out, but he gets cancelled. A nice 3-man stun toss combination once again. The ultimate from the Oracle coming out onto the Lina. Are they going to be able to turn? The Lifestealer actually gets taken out, so does the Nyx Assassin. And now it's looking really bad for Sweet Revenge. They activate the Shrine as well. It's only the Lina as well as the Sand King. He's trying his best. He has the Sandstorm down, but they do have the vision. They're going for the Lina as well. The Avalanche is not going to connect. Will they be able to trust anyone? Night Stalker, the daytime comes in. He's getting slowed, and the Lina is going to be able to run away. The Tiny has the Blink Dagger, but nice reaction with the Ult Scepter. Going to turn around, going to use the LSA as well as the Dragon Save. The stun coming out from the Nyx Assassin. Stun from the TA. Sorry, the toss from the Tiny onto the TA gets a triple kill. They might commit onto the Nyx Assassin as well. Are they going to more TPs coming out? Lina actually buying back and now chasing the TA once again, who just died and bought back. But actually getting the stun off onto the line. Can he bring him down? One more Dragon Slave should be enough. One more right click. There we go. And now trying to go on the TA. The Nyx Assassin falling really low, but the Carapace stun setup is going to be able to secure that kill, and that's a dieback on the TA. Just chasing way too far. Right?
Yeah, my goodness, that was a fight and a half. That buyback from the TA was good initially, but then as soon as they started diving the T3 tower, that's when it all fell apart for them, because the Sand King bought back, the Lina bought back, and they just changed the fight completely. Like, if the TA could buy back and do that much, obviously the enemy is going to do the same thing, and if you're doing it in their base, then you're going to get punished.
So once again, here's that long fight. We see a nice epicenter burrow strike combination coming out onto the Ember Spirit as well as the TA. TA getting immediately bursted with that Laguna Blade, buying back and going for the fight. Ember Spirit so low, even the open wounds being used on him. And now the Lifestealer just trying a very optimistic TP, trying to bait them in, I think. And the Night Stalker cancelling it nicely. And here comes the nice 3-man actually, but tossed into avalanche combination. The Lina does get ulted. The Oracle is very low, and the Night Stalker does manage to get on top of him, but the Lifestealer as well as the Nyx Assassin get bursted down in the meantime. And Sand King tries his best to buy some time here, but with this direction that they had down, they managed to get that kill, double kill for the TA. And this is where they should have probably stopped chasing.
Yeah, it's not nighttime anymore. Tiny blinked in. Yeah, he got used. But now they can still get back. But they still decide to go in for that. Ember Spirit goes in. He gets double stunned by Nyx Assassin, and the toss does a little bit more damage to kill off the hero. But then the Lina buys back, and then the Sand King buys back, and then the fight gets so bad after that. The Ember Spirit gets caught out in the backline by the Sand King. The Lion goes down to the Lina, and then the Nyx Assassin kills the TA. It was very unfortunate.
Exactly, so now we can see the Lion is getting caught out and the Nyx using that Carapace very nicely to catch out the TA as well, and even Ember Spirit getting taken down by the Sand King. So once again we see the Ember Spirit getting caught out, so many stuns. Tiny is there, but nice Carapace there to actually try and catch him. Oh, 3-man spike from the Lion. Are they going to chase?
Yeah.
Oh, they might actually try to chase the Tiny here. Does he have another open moves? He has it in 5 seconds. They're trying to chase. Here comes the trap from the TA to slow him down. Nice Hex coming out from the Lion. Nice Blink Burrow Strike onto 2, and a Blink Dagger coming out from the Lina as well, and they get those kills as well. Lion and Tiny both going down. They weren't expecting that Blink Dagger from the Sand King as well as the Lina. I was like, where did she come from?
Yeah, I was not expecting the Blink Dagger from the Lina as well. So a lot of mobility coming out from Sweet Revenge, securing those kills, and the Sand King doing a really good job securing that double stun there to set up for the cleanup basically by the Lina.
So here we see Ember Spirit getting caught, and obviously with all that control.
Why were they even there? I don't understand. It's daytime. Night Stalker's not with them. Why would they be there? I really don't get it.
I think they were just looking for a pick-off, but then daytime is not really the best.
Without Night Stalker?
And beautiful Burrow Strike onto 2 here, and follow-up from the Lina as well as the Life Stealer. There's no way they get out. Radiance already picked up with the Midas as well. Looks like he's going into his next item as well on the Life Stealer. So I think right now they're hitting a pretty good timing. If they can get a pick-off and maybe get a Roshan and give it to either the Lina or the Life Stealer, they can actually do a lot. Especially if you give it to the Life Stealer, because you can always rage and just siege, and there isn't too much that Mystics can do unless the Life Stealer actually overextends.
There might be an initiation onto the Night Stalker if they do get vision here.
They actually see it. Here comes the jump Burrow Strike onto the Night Stalker with the Infest as well, and that should be a very, very dead Night Stalker. Lina just yoinking the kill in the end there. So that is a pick-off. Looks like a DD is picked up, and now once again running all the way to the top lane. They do have vision. The illusion runes also being dropped off. Blink in, and here comes the setup onto. Oh, nice dodge, but the open wounds is still there. Trying to get to the shine here, does manage to activate it, and looks like the Ember Spirit is going to be able to get out once again, just turning again, just for another Sight of Fist, but nice heads up play there to dodge the Laguna Blade with the Sight of Fist by the Ember Spirit.
Oh, Lion might get caught here. There's a ward that's watching him, so he's gonna.
Oh, they actually see him. There's no way he's getting out. So here comes the Light Strike Array. One more right click should be enough. There's an Earth Spike available. He's actually walking away. But the Oracle is going to confirm the kill for them at that moment, and the TP out coming in from the TA there. So she's going to be able to get herself out as well.
Yeah, and we see the Lifesteal getting chased in the bot lane. They might be able to catch him here, but there are going to be TPs.
TPs to the Shrine right now, so
they're going to be able to get out.
Yeah, so looks like they'll be able to get out, but will they be able to catch anyone? He's actually showing in lane right now. He might be in a little bit of trouble. So Life Stealer now leading the way. Will they be able to catch whoever is in the bot lane right now in the mid lane? Nyx Assassin is trying to set up. Just managed to get the stun, but nice. Blink away there from the Night Stalker, or did he just run?
No, he just ran.
Yeah, he just ran. Yeah, sorry, he just ran. He has picked up that Spirit Vessel though, so he has a decent amount of stats with that vitality booster in the Spirit Vessel, but so far they're actually quite underfarmed on the side of Mystics, even though other than the TA, I believe. If we just quickly take a look at the net worths, and then we'll probably see it better. So the Lina, the Life Stealer, and the Sand King are leading the net worth charts.
Pretty far,
so pretty far ahead actually, to be honest. So they need to be maybe trying to take more pick-offs and then trying to get farm on their own. A nice blink stun onto the Ember Spirit, Mana Burn as well. I don't think it's enough to actually bring it down. Nice silence coming out from the Night Stalker onto the 2, even including the Spirit Vessel. They should be able to bring down the Nyx there, but the Nyx is being saved by the Oracle for the moment. Once again, coming out is the Night Stalker getting control. Laguna Blade is there, and he actually gets down. And like you said, once again, blink forward from the Sand King here, going to get hexed by the Lion, but they do have the control onto the Tiny now. He's getting beaten down by the Radiance Life Stealer, and he should be dead as well. So that's 2 kills going the way of Sweet Revenge, and just losing the Oracle with who once
the
again.
backline, there might be a kill as well here.
So looks like they actually managed managed to catch the TA as well. So TA just trying to be a little bit cheeky and cut the creep wave there, but getting caught out once again.
That's heads up play for sure. Like getting the TA there is very good. I mean, maybe the TA jumped in a little bit early. Maybe should have jumped in the next wave, but that's heads up play, waiting to see if someone will come and cut the wave to make sure they get the kill there. And Tiny.
Oh, meanwhile, another blink burst strike onto the Lion here. Lion going to immediately get bursted down. Tiny actually buys back. So TA bought back a little bit earlier, so she doesn't have it available right now. Ember Spirit is trying to chunk them down a little bit using that side of fist. The armlet is available on the lifesteal right now, and they're going to start working onto this mini Rex and jumping from the Lina actually, and immediately jumping back to that remnant on the Ember Spirit, just trying to be safe. And Lion actually buying back right now, trying to hold this set of racks, but I don't think they'll be able to. Tiny jumping in, getting the stun straight onto the Night Stalker, but the Night Stalker going to get used up, and the Tiny actually might get bursted down here. Just a little bit more. The silence is there. The finger as well. They do manage to bring down the Lina for 110 seconds. And Night Stalker moving forward, being that tanky frontliner. Ember Spirit is there as well, but getting burned down by this Radiance right now. Nice catapults coming out from the Nyx and the stun as well. The Lifestealer should be able to bring down this Night Stalker as well. The Sand King is there. One man burst strike right now onto the TA. The Rage is up, and this might be the kill. Actually, the burst strike is there. They don't have vision, and Ember Spirit actually goes down. It's now the TA. TA actually might get caught out, and the Infest is there. The Ultra kill onto the Lifestealer. Give this man his rampage. He sees the line he wants it. Does he have another Rage available? He has it. Here comes the Open Moon stun coming in from the Sand King as well. One more hit. Rampage for the Lifestealer. Will they go for more? The Ember Spirit is actually falling so low. All losing half his HP just from the Oracle, but looks like he wants to heal up. And that is going to be the first rampage of the group stage here by the Lifestealer.
Yeah, that was a really good go. Oh, there might be more.
They actually get the burst strike as well, and once again Open Wounds. They need to get a few more hits, and the Ember Spirit actually goes down. The Oracle TA actually getting caught out with that Nyx Assassin. Carapace here, the Meld is there. They have the vision. He goes down as well. Another kill going the way of the Lifestealer. Disaster has struck, and I think that should be it, unless they want to actually try and hold on. They might be okay. So GG is called, and looks like Mystics will be forfeiting this game, and Sweet Revenge with a very, very convincing victory, 40-22. And what a set of fights in that last bit it was.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So anyway guys, that was an amazing game in terms of how much fights that we got to see. But we're going to take a very, very short break, and when we come back we'll have a post-match analysis for you.
Yeah.
So once the break is done, we'll be catching you guys in a little bit. So welcome back guys, we just concluded the game between Sweet Revenge and Team Mystics. So initially it seemed pretty decent. I mean the tri-lane wasn't really the best idea with the Ember Spirit, the Lion and the Tiny. I mean the Tiny did have some good rotations, but I think the idea of having the Night Stalker in the top lane alone against the, not even the Lifestealer, against the Sand King was a great idea. But if you're going to do that, you can't show yourself in the start of the lane. I think that is the first big mistake that Mystics made, was showing the Night Stalker in the top lane. If he just hit himself and he got the matchup against the Sand King, I think this game would have been completely different.
Yeah, it would have been a lot different. They would have, the Ember Spirit would have had a little bit more farm, and they would have maybe gotten a kill or two on Lifestealer if they were good enough, because there is a Lion with Tiny, so that's a very strong tri-lane combo. So they could have killed the Lifestealer once or twice with the tri-lane, but unfortunately the lanes didn't go as planned. But then they did come back slightly with the TA a little bit early in the game when the Lifestealer was trying to fight without Radiance, but it wasn't a big enough mistake where you know, Sweet Revenge had to fall behind. It's just that Sweet Revenge just waited, they got their items, and then started, you know.
No, and the Lina just getting so far ahead. I mean, we spoke about Lina actually doing really well in the matchup, but that was not that well. Like I mean, usually TAs are pretty good enough that, you know, they can land those side blades, and we saw like the chunks of damage he actually does with the side blade is so huge. And even with that, if he had played a little bit more safer, because every single time he TP'd in the lane, he would eat a LSA in the face and he would lose half his HP
and remove the refraction
as well, and so early as well. I mean, you do that, you just struggle. And we spoke about how Lina has that range advantage over TA as well, so you need to make those side blades count.
Yeah. You really need to play that matchup well with TA, but unfortunately the lane went really bad. And
so we see the rampage here from the Lifestealer. So really good coordination. We see the Sand King actually getting stun off, not even going to use the Sandstorm there, and just managing to get that rampage for the Lifestealer. Ember Spirit comes back as well. He thinks about it, but then he's like, nope, I'm too low for this. But again, once again, nice follow up from the Sand King there to get that burst strike off onto the Ember Spirit, just moving a little too forward, and then getting that next kill, and then which also resulted in the TA coming in, getting Carapace, and then followed up killed as well. So I think initially even we saw a few fights that they took which are pretty good as well when the TA was really strong. I mean, she managed to get that Dessa, we got those pickoffs, and then bot lane they managed to kill both the Sand King as well as the Oracle, and then they died. I mean, they keep diving over and over again for kills that they shouldn't be getting. But to be honest, the Tiny's rotations are really good. They managed to get that 567 gold for the TA with that rotation in the mid lane was huge. But we spoke about how Oracle can turn the team fights, and they weren't focusing on where the Oracle was positioned. So that was one of the bigger issues that they had, because the Oracle in every single fight managed to get the ulti off, whether it's a Nyx assassin on the Lina, and they managed to turn the fights out of that.
It was just too big of a hurdle to face the Oracle because they didn't have too much to catch in the backline. The Tiny maybe, it's like the Night Stalk had to go on the Lina with the silence, and maybe the Tiny jumping on the Oracle to distract him while they kill off the Lina and then killing the Oracle after that. That might have been a lot better for them, but unfortunately it didn't work out like that.
Yeah, and most of the time, I mean, the Ember Spirit only managed to get his drums. He couldn't even pick up the Maelstrom as far as I could remember, and he was just struggling to get farm because he was in this solo lane against the Sand King, and what is he supposed to do? We saw how much, I mean, we saw the Sand King solo kill the Ember, and we saw how much damage he actually took from that Sandstorm, and you know, it's not the matchup you wanted, and that it all just starts from not revealing your lanes to your enemy team. In that situation, even going just for one bounty rune is much bigger than actually losing the lanes, having a bad lane, and giving the enemy team or the side of Sweet Revenge the lanes that they want. Because Night Stalker, like we discussed, sure, he doesn't have a great lane, but he has a much better lane against the Sand King than he would against the Lifestealer. And Lifestealer is someone you can actually pressure with, you know, having the tri. Okay, sure, tri laning against the Lifestealer is fine because you have a lot of stuns as well. You have the Tiny stun, you have the Lion who has so much set up, or he can even go into a second level of mana drain and just take away all of this Lifestealer's mana, and then that gives you a condition to kill him as well, and then you can pressure the bot lane as well. But anyway, with that, we do have the Intel Tournament MVP award as well, so the winner will be getting the Nuck.
Yeah, the Nuck being one of the things I really admire, and I really like a lot the way they put this together, having the dual the Intel and the graphics card into one chip. So I think that's a really cool thing that they did, and they made it so small and compact and easily portable. So I really like this product by Intel. Yeah,
and it's just as good as any other regular really heavy PC. I mean, it has a 16 GB RAM, Windows 10, Radeon RX Vega MGX, 1 TB NVMe SSD as well. So there's some great perks in this in the Intel Nuck, also known as the Hades Canyon, and that's an amazing code name in itself, and just having the amazing skull, beautiful amazing skull logo as well. So it's definitely a really good pickup if you want to do. And with that, we actually do have HyperX Cloud 2 headsets as well, which will be giving away to the Gamer's Choice winner, which will be the most popular player voted by you guys who are watching from home. So the person with the most number of votes will be getting it under the Gamer's Choice Award winner title, and then the best support player, the best carry player, as well as the Unkillable Award, which is going to be very interesting to see who wins that giveaway for sure. But I mean, who wins that award? So the HyperX Cloud 2 is actually a really good headset. It's very comfortable, and it's actually really nice because I've tried it quite often and I really enjoy the product as well. And then we have the final, obviously the MVP once again getting himself not just the Nuck but the HyperX headset as well. So with that, guys, we are just going to go into the point standing for now, the Group A point standing. So Global Esports has played 2 games. They won both their games. Recreation Hazards have played 2 and won 1. So 3 cheers, 4 Sweet Revenge. They managed to play 2 and win 1 themselves. So the match, probably we'll see Global Esports go up against Team Mystics next, most probably. So I think their position right now on the top is pretty much secured. So it'll be between Recreational Hazards as well as Sweet Revenge on who is going to be the next team to actually move on, or will we see a tiebreaker? Yeah,
might see a tiebreaker, guys.
So with that, guys, for today, that will be all the games that we have for the in-game esports South Asia Cup, obviously powered by Intel. So we will be having more games tomorrow as well, so make sure to not miss them out and find out which 4 teams actually go on into the playoffs to compete for this $1,500 US prize pool. So that is going to be it from me, Darkro, as well as Nightblade. So we're going to be signing out for there. Thank you so much for all of you who tuned in from home, and we'll catch you tomorrow with more Dota 2 action from the South Asia Cup online. Thank you.